This is CiscoPacketTracerd4-333 of the Cisco Academy, and we're in book 4. And the objective of this packet tracer is to install option modules on a router. So first of all, we're going to familiarize ourselves with the 1841 router and the various interface modules available for installation. We're going to observe the changes in the number and designation of the various interfaces depending on where they are installed in the router. So the background: Cisco Integrated Services routers are designed to fulfill different networking requirements. Each of these module interfaces allows the installation of different modules. A network technician needs to become familiar with the Cisco 1841 router and the different modules that can be added to the device. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to place an 1841 router in our workspace. So we'll do that there. And what we want to do is issue the show run command. So we'll go into our command line and we will issue the show run. And as we can see, this router right now, there's no interfaces showing. So we can go ahead and close out of that, and then we'll go into our physical screen. And the next thing it wants us to do is we're going to power off the router. So we'll hit the power button, and we want to add the wick for ESW into slot 1. So I'm going to grab the wick for ESW, and I'm going to stick in there, and it wants us to power on the router and execute the show run command again. So as soon as it's done booting up, we will go in and take a look at the show run, and we can see now we have interfaces that are installed on the router. And so the next thing the packet tracer wants us to do is power off the router. So we'll go back to our physical picture here. We'll power that off. And it wants us to move this wick from slot 0 to slot 1, which won't allow us to. So we can okay, so we removed it, and then we'll just put it into the other slot, and we'll power this back on. And now it wants us to issue the show run command again. Once this powers up, so we'll issue the command enable and then do a show run. And again, we can see our interfaces that we now have installed. So now our sub interfaces are, instead of being 011, excuse me, 111, they are 011, 012, and 013. So that's the difference that I see there. Okay, so the next thing the packet tracer wants us to do is we're going to add an additional module. So let's go back to the physical, and which wants us to add another wick for ESW in there. So now I'm going to add that in there, and then we're going to power on the router. We can go back to the command line. After it boots up, we'll issue the show run command. Okay, so of course again enable, and then our show run. Okay, so now we have fast Ethernet 00 and a 01. Okay, and so now we just need to check our results, see how we did. Make sure we installed all the right wicks and everything. So let's check the results. Okay, so this activity is completed. Again, we were just exploring an 1841 router and installing different wicks in different slots, and then issuing the show run command to view exactly how those wicks showed up on the interface. And that is it for this activity.